Life actually, if you see, the moment you hit the tolerance limit, you take very, very difficult and important decisions actually, right? Example, be it job, be it relationship actually, right? I'll give best example. No? A man and a woman, one is from Mars, another from Venus. Okay? They live together. And these are two different creatures. How do they live together for so many years? How? Because they can tolerate the differences, right? It's okay. They can tolerate the differences, right? True? The day one says, I cannot tolerate anymore, the decision is taken, right? Is it easy decision to take? Is it easy? No. But why that decision is taken? Because the person knows that I cannot tolerate for all my life. I will take another pain to remove this big pain actually, right? True? And then another job. People cry, complain in the chai. Boss is bad, appraisal is not good, so much pressure. But after 5 minutes of chai, they go back and do the same thing, right? They do nothing about it, right? Correct? They do nothing about it because they can tolerate for all their life. They can tolerate it, right? But then, some people throw a resignation without even having a job actually. And then later they figure out we'll do something. Why? Because they cannot tolerate, right? Again, I'm not telling you to go and throw a resignation, right? But still, I'm talking about tolerance limit, right? So now my question is that, if you are not where you want to be, who is responsible? Every individual have their own, right? Every individual have their own. So my point is that last 4 days, whatever you learned or whatever excitement, belief, whatever you got, right? Correct? All that will help, of course. But it will only help when you take a decision. When you know that my pain is big enough and pushing me enough every day to work for that actually, right? So one mantra is, in the beginning till now, my excitement level is always same. I'm excited. No, I'm not excited for the business. I'm excited in life. Whether money there or not there, whether it was there, whether today it is there or not there, whether it will be there or not there, whether you will be there or not there, whether people around me will be there or not there, because I will be there with myself and I love my life. You know, so the point is, do you love yourself? Are you excited about your life? So why to sulk? And believe me, if you are excited about your life every day, every moment, no matter what happens, believe me, everything you will attract. Okay, first ask yourself, if you don't get result, or if you don't succeed in this business, what will happen? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. You know, अगर अंदर से कुछ होता नहीं है ना, that means you are still not having you don't know the consequences, right? If you don't know the consequences of not succeeding, which means you're not scared, it's okay. You'll not push yourself, right? I was knowing that if I don't succeed in this business, I will die actually, right? I have no option. No option. How many people think they will die? They have no option actually, right? Die means not literally die. You will be pathetic actually, right? Okay? And do you want that situation? If you don't want that situation, how many times you slap yourself every day? You know? How many times you complain about your upline or your downline, or how many times actually you look into yourself? Check. And in this business, you don't need anything. You just need that passion to achieve what you want to achieve and a hard work. Nothing else. Nothing else. This business is about building a character. who can take control of his own life or her own life. Correct? And this is about building a character. And once you become that character, you take control of everything around you actually, right? You take control of your family, you take control of your finance, you take control of your health, you take control of your mind, you take control of your kids, you take control of your money actually, right? Everything. Because you know it is no one else, it is me only who need to take control of these things, right? You know? Who? If not you, then who will take that? Who will take charge? And believe me, it's only first few years when things are happening behind, when your character is getting built, right? And then everything multiplies. Every damn thing multiplies, right? My first and 1.5 years was so slow. But I took charge of everything. I was pushing myself. I was doing everything on my own. I was keeping my mind positive. I was keeping my excitement on, everything. After 1.5 years, some results started coming in. But still, third year onwards, consistent max out till today, never come down actually, right? How? There were people who earned 5 times more money than us in the beginning. Correct? But today they are not alive. Why? Because if they only earned money, the character was not built, right? Correct? What is the amount which you need for financial freedom? Kitna? How much? How much? People work for financial freedom, and do you think there is, the biggest issue is, first of all, before coming in the business, we were not even knowing what is financial freedom. Suddenly we got to know we are crazy about financial freedom, right? True? Correct? There is no financial freedom. It's a concept. It's an absurd concept. It's an absurd concept. Today, people think, oh, I will max out and I'll be financially. I max out on 5 TC, still I'm not financially free, right? Still not financially free, right? Because my definition of financial freedom is different. Are you getting me? Okay? So, how? So it's like horizon, right? You know horizon? You see like, oh, it's there only, right? And the more you go, the more far it goes, right? Because you keep changing your goals, right? True? So financial freedom is an absurd concept. It's like a marathon. See the finish line. When finish line is closer, you are always energetic, right? You're always excited. And in this business, your next goal is the next finish line actually, right? Every goal is a max out. Every goal is a max out actually, right? Max out is not when you buy a Mercedes or BMW. Max out is even when you buy a toy for your daughter worth $100 also, right? Which you were not able to do before, right? That is also a max out, right? Max out is not always when you do big things actually, right? Max out is when you decide something and you go for it, and when you achieve it, that is a max out actually, right? Why you are doing this? What is your next goal? And simple, if you run every week, 1 week is 100 meters for you. And you are the runner. And imagine if you are 100-meter running, do you have time for anything? Do you have time for party? Do you have a time to actually make issue out of things? Because every day is almost 8 or 9% of the week actually, right? Oh, 1 day is around 13% of the week. True? So people wonder sometimes, why me, Kavita, Sharfan, we never went for a holiday for first 3 years. We never watched a movie. We never attended any birthday party. We never ever did any celebration actually, right? No, why? Nobody told us. But because we were always living on week target actually, right? Not to max out, not to create a big team. that week I want to achieve something and enjoy my life. Khalas, tomorrow I may die, right? Why to wait for max out? I can enjoy today earning something and tomorrow I can enjoy, right? True? So we need to, if you don't have a goal for a week, it's like running with a football with no goal post. It's okay to miss, but correct your effort. Achieve next time. Correct your effort. Achieve next time. But sometimes people have a goal also, right? Actually, it is not a goal. It's just खुद को बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं. कुछ तो भी लिख देते हैं. My goal is to have this. My goal is to have this. My copy paste हर हफ्ता, right? So it's not to achieve. It's only to give the goal, right? So this goal is not to give it to anybody. This goal is so that you can see yourself in the mirror every day, right? You know? It can be any goal, right? I kept a goal in the beginning to collect 3 names. 3 names in the name list every day. And without that, I will not eat. I will not take my dinner, right? Correct? That was a goal for me. So it can be anything. And then you consistently keep small goals. Consistently, it will change your character, right? It will change your character. Every week, right? And you see, your excitement will be more than a person who's maxing out without a goal, actually, right? Because maxing out is not 180 left, 180 right. Maxing out is when you promise your daughter and you give that toy, maybe for $100. That is a max out moment, actually, right? Max out moment is when you take your parents to a 5-star dinner and they never entered there before, right? It takes only 2 checks to take them there, right? You decide, you run for it, you achieve it, and when you see them behaving like a kid in the 5-star, right? That is a max out moment, actually, right? You as an upline or downline as a human being, you need to have always high energy, right? And what gives you energy? What gives you energy? Weekly checks. Weekly checks. But why? Weekly checks will not give energy. What you will do with that weekly check, the thought will give you energy, actually, right? 3 ways to communicate with the universe: words, actions, and thoughts, right? Correct? When you make the plan for the week, that thought goes to the universe. When you start taking action for that week, again the same message goes to the universe, right? When you keep talking about that, again the same message goes. All 3 should be in line. If you plan something, but you don't do that kind of an effort, it's not matching, right? All 3, and you see alignment of these 3 things, and you give tathastu, tathastu, tathastu. And then after some time, छप्पर फाड़ के. Correct? So, every day we have to work for what? Weekly goal, right? Every day we have to work for weekly goal. And if you don't have a weekly goal, concrete, tangible, smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound. That means time pass कर रहे हो यहाँ पे, पता है? No. And it does not matter what happened in last week. Do you have a plan for this week? On Friday after 9:30, before 12 o'clock. So weekly focus, weekly goal, and imagine. Don't think about max out. Every week, if you can earn $2,000, believe me, your life will be changed. $2,000 every week. Is it big income or not? It's so big that you can be complacent. It's so big that you can be complacent. Which is more than 1 lakh a week. True? But करना क्या है उसका? आज लिस्ट बनाना शुरू करोगे ना, I can guarantee you, you cannot prepare a list of more than 20 weeks. 20 weeks. If you get 1 lakh rupee every week, how will you spend? And if you don't spend, next week it will not come. जी ले सिमरन अपनी जिंदगी 20 हफ्तों के लिए, right? Okay? Done? So live on weekly basis, otherwise it's of no use, and survive, become a survivor actually, right? Okay, dreams will fulfill automatically, and have max out moment every week. Okay? Thank you so much, and I love you guys.